the chance for Tuesday night?
It's been good. The energy's been good. I think I spoke after the game. I think they will grow and learn from that a lot as a group, and I felt that energy this week. So I think for us, it's been all about focusing and moving forward now. So we paid the price for a crazy 20-25 minutes, where the reaction to a big disappointment mistakes wasn't good enough. So we spoke about that. And we have to transform the energy of the whole place somehow, and that's by bringing energy here every day as a group of players and staff, and then transferring it onto the pitch. So the way they've trained, the way they've been in the meetings, the discussions we've had, I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed this week. In the second half, gave me that feeling that the players really want to fight for each other. They want to compete, they want to show they can respond. And that's not easy. That took courage for them to do that in the second half. And I was really pleased with a lot of aspects of that. So we need to maintain that now. And the way they've trained has been great. They've really competed. They really understand the importance of that every day now. And they'll have to put it on the pitch on Sunday.
You've said before that every game at Rangers is a must-win, but does this game on Sunday take on even more significance given the domestic start and given Tuesday?
In terms of what, just points and momentum, energy? No, they're all important. So I think we've been in 7 weeks, and every game we spoke about, I think the first game we discussed, Panathinaikos, was someone said in here that it's a season-defining game. We got through that tie, we got through the next one. We've had a frustrating start in the league, and the only time I've been really, really disappointed was Motherwell, because I thought that was mentality. It wasn't about performance. Dundee was about, we didn't perform well enough in the first half, and then when we're finally gathering up some steam, we get a man sent off, so we spend 40 odd minutes with 10 men, and we should still win the game. And then the other night is a 25-minute spell is really difficult. So it wasn't going to be easy, I knew that, but the players just need to keep working. We need to keep working, we need to keep moving forward. And Sunday's game is important, but they all are. So we have a big week. We have 3 games coming up that are going to be really important, but none of them are season defining. None of them are like critical. It's a long old season, but they're important for us in our process and trying to improve and make sure we get better. And we have a chance to make things look very different in the next week.
Can I just ask you about Cyril Dessers? Are we like to see them back on Sunday?
Probably not, no. So he's working hard on the training pitch, in the physio room. It was his first time on the pitch today, but only in a straight line. So Tuesday's probably more achievable, I think.
Hi, also, obviously, Jaden came in last week, was, I think it's 10th in Europe of the summer so far, just a couple of weeks ago before the window. Do you still feel that there's more bodies needed to come in, and actually how many do you think?
Yeah, I think there'll be more players come in, and I think there'll be some players leave as well. I think that's, I can't wait for the window to shut. I think every head coach will tell you the same, but there's too many people here that are uncertain about their futures at the moment. So it's really difficult to then be all in all the time when you have half an eye on what's happening outside, and it's not no fault of their own. So I think there's guys that have been really clear that their futures are not here and they're slowly being resolved, and they're moving on and happy with what they're going to do next. And then there's some guys who are sort of a bit in and a bit out, depending on what their agent tells them some days. And that's like, it's not a surprise to me. We've had it everywhere. At Southampton, I think we had 24 players tell me they were going to leave within 2 days, and I think 18 of them left in the end. But it's not been like that here. They've trained really hard, but of course it's difficult when you're getting loads of stuff in. So I can't wait for that to shut. I think the team will look different. We're really happy with the guys we've got at the minute and how they're training, how they're behaving. But I can't wait for it to be resolved one way or the other. But I think there'll definitely be people come in and people leave.
There's been a lot of anger, a lot of noise throughout the start of the season. Obviously, a lot of that's a hangover from what's going on in the past. Have you been shocked at just the level of some of the anger, the noise that you've heard around the stadium since coming?
No, I think football's so short term now. The world is with social media and all that stuff. So no. I was well aware when I took the job I wasn't the most popular appointment because I don't have a fancy name, and I'd had a spell as a player that wasn't fantastic. So I come into my eyes wide open and knew what to expect. So no, I don't think it's a surprise. And also with the energy at the club, how it's been over however many years, the frustration, disappointment, all that stuff. But just have to look forward now, like how we can impact it. That's why I don't read it, I don't pay attention to it. It's your guys' job to get as many clicks you can. I know that, I'm aware of that, as are you. So we can sit in here and have interesting conversations, and we'll say some stuff and they can be taken however people want, really. So it's the way of the world. It is what it is. So we will work every day. I said to you from day one, it's an absolute honour to be here. I'm excited to be in this role and working with this group of players and staff, and that hasn't waned at all. The second half gave me even more excitement about what's to come on Tuesday night. So I can only control what we can control, and that's working really hard, being all in here, treating it like we're going to be here for a long time with the staff and the players. Because if you just focus short term all the time to appease people and to sort of, make people happy, it's not it. So the ownership group are really calm. They've been great. Patrick, Kevin, everyone been so supportive. They understand what's gone on before and what needs to happen and what's going to come here. So really, I can't control anything else. I won't put any of my energy or attention to that. And everyone I bump into in the city, they've been great. Maybe I'm walking around in the right areas, but they've been great. Honestly, really supportive, really understanding. I've felt nothing but that. So when you're sitting behind a keyboard and all that stuff is really easy to say what you want. Back in the day, you'd have to go down the pub and chat with your mates about how bad someone was, and it's gone for a week. But now it's just incessant, constant. So it's the way of the world. It is what it is. And I think if you're a football manager, you have to accept that. So it's not a problem. Our job is to make sure people feel very differently about it in a month's time, 2 months' time, and moving forward. And I think that's what I'm going to focus on now with the players. Is everyone's really aware of what's gone on, and we've had really honest chats with a group of players about what's gone on, how they feel about what's gone on, and now we have to look forward and make sure we start winning games and winning in our way and really building.
So you said that you accept that you're not the most popular appointment. I remember asking you when you were unveiled, can you win over your sceptics? And you said, yes, I can. You look at the stadium the other night, was it full to capacity? Do you think that job is bigger than you initially thought in terms of winning over people?
No, I don't think so. I think after playing it for a bit, I understand how big it is and how important it is to everyone here, and how much things get heightened very quickly. So no, I don't think it's a surprise at all, and I think it's something you have to lean into, really. So I said to you at day one, my career was built on proving people wrong. I'm not driven by that. I'm driven about being the best we can be every single day. And now as a coach, I'm driven by helping players as much as I possibly can, and giving them some real clarity and building something for them and for us to perform and win. So the rest will be what it will be. The noise is something I just can't control. And the only way you can control it in football is by winning football matches. And there'll still be some people unhappy that I've got long hair and centre part in. I can't wear a shirt and tie because I'm too sweaty on the sideline. I'll wear it to the games out of respect to it, but I just can't wear it during the game. So you're never going to please anyone, regardless, even if we win loads of trophies here, which is the plan. I'm pretty sure there'll still be sceptics. So it's not my focus. Be here every day, as good as I can for the players, bring as much energy for the staff and the players as we possibly can. And we've done that everywhere, and we've enjoyed it everywhere. And we're now here and we have to do the same.
You said also there that the leadership group's very calm. How important is that for you as a head coach a few months out?
Yeah, huge. So I've had nothing but support from Andrew, Parag, Greta, Kevin, Patrick here, all the staff here. They've been fantastic. So they understand, you need to build something. It might take a bit of time, and it's why I got the job. So it wasn't an easy process. I said that to you, but I really wanted it. Eventually, they decided they wanted me after a lot of conversations, and then only when you're in somewhere, and it's the same for them, then you start to say, okay, this bit needs sorting, that needs sorting, and then you have to prioritise. So our job on the pitch is to prioritise some of the stuff that's hurting us a little bit at the moment, and their job is the same off the pitch, to make sure that we're in a really good place and we have something to actually, some foundations to actually build from. So they've been great, really supportive. In terms of the transfer window, they've been great. Like I said, I can't wait for that to shut, and I'm pretty sure they'll feel the same way. But yeah, everyone's calm inside here, and everyone is just focusing on what we can impact and what we can do moving forward.
Just one last one. In terms of, obviously, Hamza came on the other night. Is he fit enough to start?
No. So he's only had probably 5 or 6 training sessions. He came back really late, and obviously then picked up an injury. So we'll have to wait and see. We need to. So it's the balance at the minute of him training, but then doing extra conditioning, but being ready to perform still. So he won't be far off, but he's not quite there yet.
Hi Russell. Just before you came in here, that this team had a history of quite often losing leads or going behind last season. What happened the other night happened the other night. Do you think that's a mental thing? And if it's a mental thing, are you somebody who turns to sports psychologists and these kind of things to try and address it?
Yeah, so I think it's all football's all psychological. Really, the difference in like ability and talent is very minimal. So to get this far, to get in the door, you have to display a level of talent just to be at the football club. And then what will separate you being a really just a player at Rangers or a really, really good player at Rangers and a really good team will be mentality. So as a coach, how you can help players with mentality is by giving them clarity, by being consistent, by showing them that actually there are times you're going to have to be a bit vulnerable and it's all right to feel that, but we'll be in it together. And I don't think there's been enough trust that that's the case. There's been enough like safety in our own building to really take on mistakes and fight together and all that stuff. So I think the players have worked that out, especially after Tuesday night now, that there's not going to be a blame culture. We're all responsible. So we'll use every tool we possibly can, and that's one-on-one discussions, small group discussions, in the team meetings. We spoke a lot about the psychology of the team and how we're going to be and how we want to be. And now it's up to us to keep on about that. So yeah, we'll utilise every tool we possibly can, but it's not as simple as going, here you go lads, there's a tool, go and do it. They have to really feel it, and we've all played as well, so we understand how difficult it can be. And I definitely do, because I played here for a short time as well. So we have to be really demanding, but also have a bit of empathy for what they've been through, and then drive them to make sure that we keep growing, and mentally especially as a team.
Just 3 or 4 more minutes.
You mentioned Cyril being out. How does that affect your ability to sort of rotate over these next two big games?
Yeah, it makes it a bit more difficult, I think, to try and keep everyone fresh, and because a lot of the team have kept going. So, but they've trained really hard in pre-season for that. Physically, they're in a good place. The best physical stats we've had all season on Tuesday. So they need to really live there all the time. That second half, the amount they ran for each other, ran forward. So that gives us a foundation to build off, and now they know. We know they can do it. They have to stay there.
See, in terms of the game on Sunday, also there's a consensus that St Mirren's one of the toughest places to go, just because the way they play, the physicality they have. How much are we going to learn about these players on Sunday in terms of how they deal with it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be it's an exciting game for us, because I think we have to go there ready to show how much we can compete, how much we can fight as a team, in the same way we did in the second half in really difficult circumstances. So we have to turn the game into one that we want, but to do that you have to really fight for it and really earn it against St Mirren, because they're really well organised, really well coached, really aggressive, powerful physically. So it's a good challenge. And every game here is a different challenge. So, and that's the exciting bit. So the focus in training has been on how we can hurt them and be aware of what their threats are. But all of it starts with the mentality of the team, and we have to really be there from the first minute against St Mirren. So I'm looking forward to that. As I said, to turn it into the game we want to, first we have to fight, and we have to really, go toe to toe with them in that front.
See, in terms of the window, I think of all the players who brought in, only Joe Rothwell is over 25. How keen are they to get more experience in the building before the window?
Yeah, I think so. Like the team would benefit from having, some experienced players on the pitch that are used to the big occasion, that would be there to help their teammates for sure. Because we have a lot of young guys who are growing into it, and they will get better and better. But I think it goes without saying that if you look at the spine of any successful team, there's some real experienced guys that you can always rely on, that even if they're not going to be 8 or 9 out of 10, you know exactly what you're going to get every single week. So yeah, I think it's something we've been aware of from the start of the window. So there was a guy we were interested really early on who had brought fantastic leadership, who didn't come here in the end. So I think we've been looking for that sort of type since then, and now we have to find the right ones to add to the mix and help out the guys. But it doesn't always come with experienced leadership. Sometimes it comes with a bit of fresh energy, lack of fear. So you either lead by example or by energy, or hopefully both. So if we can find a couple of those, it'd be great.
One for Lewis, one for John, just to finish.
So I was keen to know just how much of a
a challenge this last week has been when you just look at the opposition you've faced. I know no team is the same, but it's very different opposition, isn't it? Alloa to Bruges to St Mirren. How much of a challenge has that been as a coach, or does your message and your prep always just really...
Oh no, it's a brilliant challenge. It was one of the exciting parts of taking the job, was to the amount of different challenge you would have. So the challenge is that we always want to be the team we want to be, but it will look different. It will look different how we build up, maybe how we press, maybe what's really important in the game. So there'll be fundamentals that shouldn't ever change, and that will always be the mentality of the team. But of course, then tactically there'll be things that are different. I think that's like been part of the problem at the moment, is we sort of find one solution to a problem. So like the midfielders were in a meeting the other day and we're talking about, and then they do the same thing on the pitch that they did in the previous game, but it's a different problem. So that's been the brilliant part. But I expect that early on, because then they get something in their mind and they have to think a lot at the moment. And I said to them, it'll become like breathing. It'll be second nature at some point when they get into flow, and they won't have to, and they'll work it out themselves on the pitch, what the issues are and where they need to be. There's been some really interesting chats with them guys, because then they see it and they go, oh yeah, okay, that's it. But when they have to think and take things really literally, it's difficult at the start. So that's been the really exciting bit. But I feel like they're really getting to grips with that. And then we can start really adapting and tweaking in game, because they'll feel it, they'll understand it, rather than having to get to half time and then addressing something. So yeah, I think it's exciting for us. That was one of the big parts of taking the job for us, is the different experiences we'll have. And now we need to make sure we come through them regardless of who we're playing.
So after 8 games now, I think one thing everyone will lead on is that you're probably given too many chances. How do you go about dealing with that? Do you think you're tweaking it a little bit, but we expect to start again? Or?
Yeah, again, so Motherwell, yes, definitely. Dundee, we gave very little away. 2 set plays was really it. So we have to work really, and we work hard on that every day. It's been frustrating to concede against Bruges as well. I think, again, like I said, that was a psychological thing, because we concede early and then don't react and don't do our job properly, so we're a bit flustered. The others, I said, we're playing in Europe against teams that are throwing caution to the wind. Alloa will make 10 changes, so like, I understand narrative, but I also have to contextualise it a little bit. And we actually, outside of the madness the other day in that half an hour period, Jack had very little to do in the second half, very, very little. So we have to live there all the time. The better we are with the ball, the cleaner we are, the less chances we'll give the opposition. But we need to be more aggressive, and we need to emphasise certain things to the players that are really, really important. We've also had the most shots in the 2 games in the league, so we need to do more with that. We need to keep creating more than what we have. But I understand the focus will be on the other stuff, so we have to be better. We have to be better in every aspect of the game.
Super quick, just very, very quickly. Just the players going out, you must have received us.
Yeah, so Ridvan came in to say goodbye today, and all being well, he will go back there to Turkey. We wish him the very best, so it's a good move for him and for us. Yeah, Ben's having his medical, so fingers crossed that goes well for him. He's been great, like he's really got on with his training and getting fit, so wish him all the best if that gets done. And Sifu as well looks likely to join Toronto on loan. So 3 good guys that needed to play football elsewhere, and they've got what moves they're happy with and that we're happy with, so I think it certainly helps them and helps us moving forward.